Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
President Joe Biden is hitting the ground running on his first full day in office. New at noon, we're going to show you how he plans to handle his first target, COVID-19. But we do begin with breaking news at this hour. A Michigan man is now facing charges in the riots earlier this month at the U.S. Capitol. That story tops our news here at noon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Evrod Cassimy. In less than an hour, Michael Foy from Wixom is set to face a U.S. district judge right here in Detroit after being arrested by the FBI. Local 4 defender Sean Lay joins us now live this afternoon. And Sean, what are you learning about what he's accused of, the charges that he's facing, how police were able to find him?
We'll break it all down for you. It's an enormous case, Evrod. Good afternoon, everybody. U.S. Attorney Matthew Schneider told the Local 4 defenders the day after the siege on the Capitol that so many cameras were rolling. He was asking people to look at all the footage out there on social media and online and on the news and to identify anyone that they saw committing crimes. That has led to the FBI getting a tip and identifying that Wixom man you mentioned, Michael Foy. He has been recognized, has been charged in this video. It plays a big part of it here. It's on YouTube. It's getting thousands of views on YouTube. It's certainly going viral. Foy was wanted by the FBI, identified through other photos, known as the hockey stick guy. His actions may have even helped spark the siege on the Capitol because the man with the hockey stick outside was yelling, "Let's go." And he was violently using that stick to attack, the FBI says, a member of the Capitol Police Department there who was on the ground and defenseless. That video is actually really hard to watch as the man with the stick is swinging it violently at the officer on the ground. Now, the feds say they have ID'd that man as Michael Foy from Wixom. In an hour, he's going to be hauled into federal court and charged with unlawful entry. That means going into the Capitol, obstruction of law enforcement who didn't want him or the others storming the Capitol, assault on an officer of the U.S., aiding and abetting obstruction of congressional proceedings. Now, court documents read that there's no clear evidence right now that the man with the hockey stick is actually, there's no up close look at that. So the FBI is saying they're including that in their complaint, but there's no exact clear evidence that it's Foy himself attacking that particular officer. There are tips coming in that the officer being attacked is the officer who died during the siege, later taken to the hospital and then died there, but no charges for that yet. All of that, of course, is under investigation. The big news here, Michael Foy from Wixom, identified as hockey stick guy. Plenty of pictures in this complaint we'll be sharing with you later as we continue to gather more on this, but he'll be in court in an hour. Of course, we'll have it covered for you. Evrod, back to you.
We, of course, will continue to keep you updated on this story. Sean, thank you so much. Also breaking at this hour, a judge has ruled that the more than $600 million settlement deal in connection to the Flint water crisis can move forward, and it'll be used to compensate victims and provide assistance to help those who are struggling. The Attorney General is expected to release a statement this afternoon on the judge's ruling. This settlement is the largest in state government history as it affects thousands of people, and it's expected to resolve more than 100 cases. President Joe Biden begins his first full day of work in the Oval Office today, and much of his agenda focused on immediately reversing some of the controversial actions of his predecessor. Jay Gray is in Washington, D.C. for us this afternoon with a look at the new administration's early agenda. Jay?
To accomplish your purposes on earth.
President Biden's first full day in office begins with a call for help from a higher power.
Around your heavenly throne.
The immediate focus of his administration is clear.
The issue that he wakes up every day focused on is getting the pandemic under control. The issue he goes to bed every night focused on is getting the pandemic under control.
Today, the president expected to announce a coronavirus national strategy that includes expanding emergency relief and use of the Defense Production Act to increase production of vaccines, as well as expanding testing and treatment. He's already signed executive orders urging all Americans to wear masks for 100 days and imposing a mask mandate on all federal property. He's rejoined the World Health Organization. His top advisor on the pandemic, Dr. Anthony Fauci, taking part in a WHO virtual session this afternoon.
We work for the people.
Virtually swearing in hundreds of appointees.
We got a lot of work to do.
The president has started work on other campaign promises, halting construction of the border wall and introducing new sweeping immigration legislation. He's rejoined the Paris Accord and temporarily blocked oil and gas exploration in the Arctic Wildlife Refuge. A flurry of actions, reversing some of his predecessor's key initiatives, making it clear his administration plans a very different path forward. A path that, remember, includes a narrow but controlling majority in both the House and Senate. Jay Gray, NBC News, Washington.
All right, Jay, thank you. One of President Biden's first moves was to repeal former President Trump's Muslim travel ban. And as Nick Monticelli shows us, several community organizations say that it's a move that needed to be done.
This is what democracy looks like! When President Trump enacted the travel ban early in his presidency, protests grew almost immediately. People united will never be defeated. There was anger, fear, and frustration in the Arab and Muslim communities.
You know, what does my family, my wife, my son, my daughter have to do with the safety?
Initially, the ban restricted travel from many Middle Eastern countries. Legal challenges went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the president won.
This is a great victory for our Constitution. We have to be tough, and we have to be safe, and we have to be secure.
But yesterday, President Biden repealed the ban, the White House writing, "Make no mistake, where there are threats to our nation, we will address them. When there are opportunities to strengthen information sharing with partners, we will pursue them. And when visa applicants request entry to the United States, we will apply a rigorous, individualized vetting system. But we will not turn our backs on our values with discriminatory bans on entry into the United States." Dawood Walid is with the Michigan chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations and says the repeal is a good first step.
There are a lot of people here in metropolitan Detroit who had family members affected by this travel ban. So we're hopeful that this is showing a pivot from the White House, from the old administration, about how it deals with Muslims as a whole.
Congresswoman Debbie Dingell says she lost count of how many families locally needed help.
You have no idea how many people have called me crying. We have to do a much better job at understanding what our national security requires, who is our enemy, who isn't our enemy, and how we're going to track terrorist groups no matter where they come from.
Now, I want to make it very clear that this is reaction from that community. There are plenty of people who think the travel ban was a good thing and that repealing it will decrease America's security. I'm Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, Nick, thank you. Developing right now, Matthew Schneider, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan, has stepped down. Schneider submitted his resignation to President Biden. At his last day in office, that's set for February 1st. He'll then join a private Detroit-based law firm. During Schneider's 3-year tenure, his office prosecuted several high-profile cases, including the UAW and Macomb County corruption scandals. Seema Mosen will assume the role of acting U.S. Attorney. Former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick is now out of prison this afternoon, and he is back with his family down in Georgia. His 28-year prison sentence was commuted late Tuesday by then-President Trump. Kilpatrick spent 7 years behind bars after he was convicted in 2013 of racketeering, mail fraud, and wire fraud, among other charges. He was not pardoned, we should point that out, which still means that he has millions of dollars in restitution to pay back as he restarts his life. Well, right now, we do want to keep you updated on your forecast on this Friday Eve. We started the morning out, Brandon, at 27-ish degrees, and we are crossing our fingers that we are eventually going to hit 40 degrees.
Yes, we're getting close, Evrod, so that's some good news. Clouds are starting to roll back in, and the Zamboni is rolling out on the rink at Campus Martius. Again, you need to phone ahead, but why not try to make an appointment to do a little skating? Should be a good day for it. It is a little breezy. We have middle and upper 30s. Winds out of the west-southwest are 7 to 20 miles an hour, like we're seeing in Monroe and at Metro. Occasionally, we get a gust that's even stronger than that. So sustained winds will be 10 to 20 or 25. Gusts up to 30, like we're already seeing out in Jackson. 35-mile-an-hour gust up in Pontiac. Wind chills are still in the 20s. So even with a little sunshine and warming temps. It's tough to enjoy 40 degrees. Feels a little closer to 30, but it is a dry day, and it's the warmest day that we will see likely in the next couple of weeks. So, Evrod, get out there and enjoy it. A big change coming starting tomorrow.
All right, we have been warned. Brandon, thank you. We'll check back in with him in just a little bit. This afternoon, we expect to get the latest COVID-19 case numbers to be released by the state. Also, President Biden is expected to announce a coronavirus national strategy, and that includes expanding emergency relief and the use of the Defense Production Act to increase production of vaccines. Now, this all comes as the nationwide case total has topped more than 24 million, along with more than 406,000 lives lost. That's more than the number of American lives lost during World War II. Just moments ago, the Detroit Lions introduced new head football coach Dan Campbell. Chairman Sheila Ford and CEO Rod Wood said that after a lengthy vetting process, Campbell kept coming to the top of the list. The former Lions tight end and now head coach says that once the job became available, he made it very clear that he wanted to come back to Detroit.
Because I played here, I know the city, I know what it's about, I know the people, and it's a special community, it's a special place.
Campbell signed a 6-year deal with the Lions. We're looking forward to seeing what he can do with the team. Still to come. Hundreds of critical doses of Moderna's coronavirus vaccine were mishandled in Ohio, and we'll tell you the mistake that led to a distributor being suspended. But first, several people are arrested after a protest gets out of hand in Oregon. We have the details of that coming up next.